welcome to A Taste of Living in Charleston. I'm Bobby Shealy, an 11th generation Charlestonian and your Charleston, South Carolina real estate specialist. Don't forget that part. I'm a top producing agent here in Charleston. Today we're going to get back to the list of 101 things to do in Charleston. I've got a few more things on the list. They're great. You're going to be excited. All right, the next thing on our list is the Charleston Music Hall. That is one of my favorite venues. Oh my God, I love that venue. Every seat in the house is a good seat. It only seats 960 people, and that sounds like a lot, but it's not for an event venue or a concert venue, and I just absolutely love it. The place is steeped in history. It was built in 1850 as a passenger station for a railroad, and it's right there next to a bunch of restaurants, and it's next to what we call Michael's Alley, which really isn't it's an alley, but it's done really nicely. But the Charleston Music Hall, when you go, you just feel mesmerized because you just feel like you're up on the stage with the performer. And you're not going to believe this, but you can buy a ticket to an event, say for $38. Then for $32 more, you get the food package. And the food package is a restaurant next door, and there's a 3-course meal, and you have a choice of 2. So for under $100, you're getting a ticket to the show and a delicious meal. You can't beat that. Oh my gosh. So if you're coming to Charleston, I'd recommend you look at the schedule for the Charleston Music Hall, and if it's some availability, I would go. It's really worth the visit. It is my favorite venue in Charleston. The next thing is the Angel Oak. This is just a fascinating tree. This tree is between 400 and 500 years old. They can date the ownership back to 1717. The reason they call it the Angel Oak, because folklore has it that the ghost of former slaves came back as angels and danced around the tree at night, and therefore they named it the Angel Oak. This is a fascinating tree. If you're watching this, you should Google it. You'll be mesmerized, and it's a photographer's delight. It's really an interesting place to go to and see, and I can promise you've never seen anything like this. And they say it's the largest live oak east of the Mississippi. Did you get that? Largest live oak east of the Mississippi. That's a big tree. So put the Angel Oak on your list. It's well worth it. The Dock Street Theater. That is another fabulous venue. I love that venue. It's in the historic French Quarter district of Charleston. The Dock Street Theater, the first show was February 12th, 1736. Yeah, you heard me right. 1736. The current building was built in 1809. It is an amazing place to go to. It's an amazing place to attend an event. And thank God they renovated it a few years ago, because they had the 200-year-old seats in there until then. And I don't know what was going on 200 years ago, but the people were small, their butts weren't wide, and I could hardly fit in the seat, and it was not comfortable. But now they have it renovated, and like everything in Charleston, you can get beer or wine and have cocktails at the Dock Street Theater. But again, if you're coming to Charleston, Google it and look at it, to go to any shows that are there. You won't be sorry. It's really a fascinating place. And I don't want to forget, I'm looking at my notes, it was the first building in America to be built exclusively for theatrical purposes. I think that's a big note. All right, we're going to move on actually to Magnolia Cemetery. I know y'all are thinking, cemetery? Well, this isn't just any cemetery. It's 92 acres on the banks of the Cooper River, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I guess they had more money for headstones and mausoleums back then than they do now, but it's huge mausoleum after mausoleum after mausoleum, and huge headstones and huge monuments, and they're all old, and they've got moss on them, and they're gorgeous, and there's huge azaleas and camellias and flowers around, and huge trees around. Again, another photographer's delight. It's a fascinating place to go to if you're a history buff. all three crews of the Hunley, the submarine that sank out here, the only submarine in history that sank with the crew on board, that was brought back up 136 years later with the crew on board. They're all buried there, and a lot of other famous people. So make sure that you've got Magnolia Cemetery on your list, and it's really a fascinating place to go to. And I think that we're done for now today. I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Bobby Shealy on Facebook, A Taste of Living in Charleston on Instagram, and of course, A Taste of Living on YouTube. Bobby Shealy, your real estate specialist for Charleston. Stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you next time.